Bring you the latest on the decorated Christmas boats in this year's competition on Ocean 89 starting at 6:30 p.m.
We'll have special guests joining us for interviews during the event. This live coverage of the Christmas Boat Parade on Ocean 89 is December 8th. This special presentation has been brought to you by lead sponsor HSBC.
You can count on us.
Save $1.30 on Purdue fresh chicken leg quarters, only $1.59 per pound. For a great snack, golden ripe pineapples, just $4.99 each. Crisco Original with butter shortening sticks, just $4.89 for a 20-ounce package. Dettol disinfectant spray, only $3.99 for a 400-milliliter tin. Select varieties of Tide Simply Liquid Laundry Detergent, only $7.49 for a 40-ounce bottle. Visit our website at www.marketplace.pm for more weekly specials.
You can count on us.
You're watching Bermuda Tonight. It's Tuesday, December the 4th, 2018. I'm Diane Brewer, and thank you for joining us. A coroner's inquest into the death of 19-year-old Mark Dombrowski ended today. The St. Joseph University student and rugby player was taking part in a tournament in Bermuda when he went missing following a night out in Hamilton. His body was discovered at the bottom of a moat at Fort Prospect. Today, the inquest featured several witness testimonies and toxicology reports. Jasmine Patterson brings us the latest.
Mark Dombrowski's body was discovered by a search team which comprised of his two brothers, John and Kevin, and the Rugby Sevens tournament director, Tom Healy, of which Mark was taking part in. The search ended around 4:30 p.m. on March 18th when Mr. Healy spotted the deceased lying on his back dressed in a green shirt and khaki pants. Acting Inspector Alexander Rollins of the Armed Response Unit, who was also part of the search team, described hearing screams and observed the body lying 4 to 5 meters from the moat's edge. He described moving frantically to prevent the Dombrowski brothers from approaching the body. He said there was no sign of life and noticed there was dried blood on his face near the left side of his nose. John Dombrowski III in court asked Inspector Rollins whether he knew of any gang members who lived in the area that the body was found. However, Magistrate Maxine Anderson intervened to say the question was not relevant to the inquest. PC Wendell Thorpe read in the findings of an autopsy and toxicology report provided by an overseas lab. A post-mortem exam found that Mark died from a fractured skull and brain damage as a result of the 35-foot fall into the moat. He also had a fractured neck, femur, contusions to the lungs, and several bruises. The deceased's urine tested positive for 68 milligrams of alcohol per deciliter and THC, the active component of cannabis. Mark's iPhone was also recovered from the scene, which was encased in a protective cover and was not damaged. Police intelligence analyst Lauren Bell said his phone records were examined and there was one call placed from his phone at 12:16 a.m. on March 17th to a number registered to George Harris, his rugby teammate, which went unanswered. She said there were no other calls or messages placed during the time he was reported missing. John Dombrowski asked if the GPS search function could be viewed from the phone, and she said she could not determine that because the phone had no data service nor Wi-Fi connection. The roaming setting was also inactive. Detective Stephen Palmer, the scene investigator, told the court there was a number of broken branches along the stretch of Alexandra Road to suggest Mark walked through a fence above where the body was found. He says swabs for DNA and fingerprints were taken from the fence. However, they were not sent abroad for further analysis. The family spoke to us shortly after the inquest concluded.
The Dombrowski family would like to extend our thanks and appreciation to the Bermuda Police Service, the Coroner Magistrate, the Regiment, and the many kind Bermudians who search for Mark. We're also grateful for all that the Bermuda rugby community did and those who organized the candlelight service and the beautiful Mass at St. Teresa's Cathedral. We also thank the media for getting the word out about the search and all that came after. So many people have been kind to us. Our greatest blessing was to be the parents and brothers of Mark Dombrowski. He was so fun, loving, and happy. An all-around good kid.
Magistrate Anderson will deliver her verdict in writing on the inquest within the next few days. Jasmine Patterson reporting for Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Thanks, Jasmine. Such a tragic story. In other news, the British government appears to have moved to resolve Bermudians with newer Bermuda BOTC passports being delayed at the U.S. border due to a new GBR code in the documents. Premier David Byrd is in London for high-level talks with UK officials on a range of issues. He told Bermuda Broadcasting News by phone today he made it a point to raise the passport issue yet again with the officials who had failed to resolve it.
Because I think one of the most important things that Bermudians about is the issue we're having with our Bermuda passports. And issues of Bermuda passports are repatriated to the United Kingdom, and we're not able to print the passports in Bermuda, which is causing a lot of our young people or a lot of Bermudians who are traveling to get stranded when trying to re-enter the United States. We had a very forceful exchange today because it was rather frustrating that there has not been any progress on this issue, despite the assurances that were made by the United Kingdom last year. And so the forceful intervention resulted in us being granted another meeting with Her Majesty's Passport Office. And the Minister for the Overseas Territories has committed to getting us a resolution on this particular matter. So I think there has been positive progress that's been made. That has been certainly useful, and I have pledged to ensure that we do follow up on this particular point to make sure that we can actually make the progress that is necessary so that we can figure out a way that Bermudians are no longer stranded overseas when they travel.
And the Premier also met with other UK officials on a range of issues important to the overseas territories. And a warning tonight for the many Bermudians who are choosing to quit Bermuda and live in the UK. A British reality TV program has put a spotlight on immigrants arriving there and in need of emergency housing because they don't have enough money. One of those immigrants highlighted on the show turns out to be a Bermudian who receives bad news after she left Bermuda in search of a better life. Tarai Trott looks at the episode and the potential consequences for other Bermudians who may not be fully prepared for life in the UK.
The British TV show is called How to Get a Council House in the United Kingdom, which airs regularly on Channel 4. The makers of the show aim to put a spotlight on the expanding UK home rental market, which has left many thousands on the waiting list of local councils around London.
I'm not asking for a palace, I'm asking for somewhere to live.
I cannot provide you with housing.
In this unnamed episode uploaded to YouTube in March, a Bermudian only identified as Lisa is featured by the show's TV cameras as being one of the many so-called immigrants who are struggling to find housing.
This is very stressful.
The episode describes how Lisa arrived in the London borough of Hounslow 9 months prior and had stayed in the spare room of a local friend who then requested the room back, leaving Lisa the real prospect of sleeping rough. But when Lisa is called in to see her client services officer to make her plea, she is unable to contain her emotions.
Why are you getting upset? I'm very upset. What's the matter? I'm going to be homeless tomorrow.
Where were you living before?
Felton. Before that, Bermuda.
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 How long have you been there for?
Here in Bermuda?
Yeah.
My whole life. I was born there.
Right.
I'm British, though. We, as Bermudians, just 7 years ago got told that we are allowed to live in England. So I figured my life wasn't getting good there because I wanted to change and to see if I could make a better life. But as of tomorrow, my problem is I'm homeless.
Yeah.
And no money.
Despite her desperate plea, Lisa is in for some bad news from the client services officer, news that she doesn't wish to hear.
Lisa, you see the problem we're going to have today is we're looking at where have you been made homeless from, okay? Your last settled address is what we look at, which is the one in Bermuda.
The officer proceeds to tell the Bermudian woman that the rules state that because she intentionally gave up her last place of residence in Bermuda, she does not immediately qualify for a council house.
So what happens tomorrow then?
We will not be able to put you up anywhere, unfortunately.
For Lisa, the news is highly distressing. Lisa storms out of the office in distress, facing the reality that she is about to spend a night on the streets.
I'm British. You're supposed to help me.
The show's television cameras follow her outside, where she is overheard making a desperate call to an unidentified friend back in Bermuda for money.
I will be on the streets if I don't get no money.
The show does not explain whether or not Lisa was able to get the money to avoid sleeping rough. Official figures show around 600,000 migrants settling in the UK as of June 2018, with councils across the UK handed the power to give priority to local people in need of emergency housing. Tarai Trott reporting for Bermuda Broadcasting News.
We'll have more for you after this short break, including the latest from AccuWeather headquarters. Stay with us.
More people today rely on Mailboxes US Express to bring their internet shopping into Bermuda than any other shipping service. Why? Because it's cheaper, quicker, and our staff are friendlier. Large international couriers charge more than $80 to bring a 1-pound package into Bermuda. When you use US Express, you pay only $19.50. So when you're shopping online, trust the service that brings in more packages to Bermuda than anyone else. Mailboxes US Express. Sign up today.
KFC, for when you've worked up an appetite and deserve a treat for yourself. Happy holidays from all of us at KFC.
KFC, it's finger-licking good.
You can count on us.
All varieties of potatoes, $4.49 for a 5-pound bag, saving you $1.50. Boneless pork loin, sirloin chops, just $2.99 per pound. Grace coconut water, only $4.89 for a 1-liter box. Select varieties of Ocean Spray cranberry juice, $5.69 for a 64-ounce bottle. Sensible Portions veggie chips, only $2.99 for a 5-ounce tin. All stores open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. until 10 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. for your shopping convenience.
You can count on us.
Welcome back. Home Affairs Minister Walter Urban released the draft Bermuda Plan 2018 today, and Mike Sharp brings us up to date.
The plan is designated to reflect the current circumstances and land use issues affecting the island.
I'm excited to announce the draft Bermuda Plan 2018 has been published for public consultation as of today. Will be operative development plan for our whole island. The vision of the draft Bermuda Plan 2018 is effectively to manage Bermuda's natural and building environment resources and development and help build a healthy, sustainable community.
And what suggested improvements does the plan have?
Neighborhood improvements resulting from the Bermuda's planned community strategy may include new recreational areas and community facilities for the youth and the elderly, sidewalks along routes for our schools and grocery stores, and more farmers markets and grocery stores that we hopefully will be selling more healthy food.
And which areas will the new strategy assist Bermuda with healthy, stronger communities?
The plan's conservation strategy, meanwhile, will continue to focus on protecting ecologically sensitive areas and habitats throughout the island and designating new areas of conservation. Preservation of the island's unique cultural heritage, which obviously includes our UNESCO heritage site in St. George's, other historical areas, listed buildings, all will continue to be a priority. The new plan will address the issue of climate change and the need to incorporate sustainable designing principles in all of our new developments going forward to reduce carbon dioxide emissions, minimize energy consumption, a focus on conservation and efficiency, of course, and minimize our vulnerability to flood and higher temperatures.
There will be continued emphasis to protect land designated as agricultural reserve. But what about applications?
The Bermuda Plan 2008 will cease to have effect except for those planning applications submitted to the department prior to the 3rd of December. All planning applications submitted on or after the 3rd of December will be subject to the Draft Bermuda Plan 2018. The Draft Plan 2018 comprises a policy document and zoning map. It sets out the planning policies and land zonings based on the future needs that will be best suitable for our island.
And I'm Mike Sharp with Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Thanks, Mike. Well, turning to weather news, a wet and very windy day today as expected. Let's go to AccuWeather headquarters to see what the rest of our work week holds in store.
AccuWeather is presented by BF&M Insurance Group. We now go to AccuWeather headquarters.
The BF&M Insurance Group is pleased to bring you tonight's AccuWeather forecast. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brittany Boyer, and boy, have we had some unsettled weather today, all thanks to a cold front that is moving through, and you can clearly make it out on the radar here. And we still have the opportunity for more showers, at least as we head into Wednesday, and don't be surprised if you hear some more rumbles of thunder. So here we are looking a little bit closer to home. All of that moisture associated with that cold front, it hasn't just been wet, it also has been windy as well. And we do have quite a bit of advisories to tell you about issued by the Bermuda Weather Service. We do have a small craft warning through this evening, and then once we get into Wednesday, that will be reissued there. So it looks like we're going to have some choppy conditions out on the water, at least for the next 24 to 36 hours. A thunderstorm advisory is also continuing here through this evening. So just make sure you're taking it safe if you are going to be out and about, as we do have some disturbed weather impacting the island. Temperatures right now sitting in the low 70s, our humidity right around 85 to 90%. It has been a windy day with winds out of the southwest 20 to 25 knots. The water temperature is sitting at 69 degrees. And again, not really the best conditions to be out on the water, especially this evening and into tonight. Waves inside the reef 1 to 3 feet. Outside of the reef, a little bit choppy out there with waves between 7 and 9 feet. So looking at the tidal times here, we do have our low tide coming in just before 12:30 a.m. on Wednesday, and then our next high tide as we get into your Wednesday morning coming just before 7 a.m. So as we continue into tonight, again, few rumbles of thunder possible with those showers continuing. Temperature of 69 degrees for tonight, and then tomorrow it's still going to be a bit breezy out there with some showers possible into the afternoon. A high temperature of 73 degrees and a low of 64. So here's the frontal boundary that we're dealing with for this evening. As we continue into the next couple of days, we are going to have some energy moving its way off the northeast coast there, and that is going to help kick up our winds once again as we head into the later half of the week. And then another system coming off the east coast. We'll have to watch for our weather into next week. But for now, we're just keeping it unsettled through your Wednesday and also occasionally windy at times. Checking things out in Jamaica, it's a hot one there, 90 degrees with clouds and sunshine. Barbados 86, couple of showers in the area. No tropical development. Of course, it is possible in December, but the Atlantic hurricane season is officially over. A few other spots, New York City 38 with clouds and sunshine for tomorrow. 36 the high in Boston. Will allow for a few showers on Wednesday behind the front. Look at our temperatures. It's cooling off quite a bit here with highs in the upper 60s and occasionally windy at times.
AccuWeather was presented by BF&M Insurance Group.
Bermuda Broadcasting Company and lead sponsor HSBC is pleased to present the annual Christmas Boat Parade 2018. Join me, Keeble the Captain Burgess.
And me, co-host Diane Carlson, live from the flagpole on Front Street as we bring you the latest on the decorated Christmas boats in this year's competition on Ocean 89 starting at 6:30 p.m.
We'll have special guests joining us for interviews during the event. This live coverage of the Christmas Boat Parade on Ocean 89 is December 8th. This special presentation has been brought to you by lead sponsor HSBC.
Price Rate is your one-stop shop with something for everyone. Household goods for kitchen, bedroom, and bathroom. Aisles of bulk groceries at value prices. A complete selection of fresh meat and produce. And an extensive range of frozen items to cover every meal. Wines from around the world and beer and liquor at discount prices. Visit Price Right at our 2 locations in Pembroke and Warwick. There's always something new and always something for everyone.
Getting ready for Christmas is all about the finishing touches.
The icing on the cake. The table neatly set. Decorations specially placed. And gifts thoughtfully wrapped. All to share with those we love. In special moments as simple as this.
Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year.
Colonial, where people come first.
The year-end clearance sale is now on at Bermuda Motors. Cargo ships bringing our 2019 models will be arriving soon. To make room, we're offering the lowest prices of the year on these models. Ford Figo, our hatchback with cutting-edge technology. Ford EcoSport, big on comfort, safety, and power. Toyota Avenza, the perfect balance of style and function. Toyota Prius C, our fuel-efficient 5-door hybrid. So hurry, prices are available until the end of the year or while our inventory lasts at Bermuda Motors.
From the very beginning, it was always our singular focus to do whatever it takes, use every possible resource to fight cancer, and never lose sight of the patients we're fighting for. Our cancer treatment specialists share the same vision. Experts from all over the world working closely together to deliver truly personalized cancer care. And these are the specialists we're proud to call our own. Expert medicine works here. Learn more at cancercenter.com. Appointments available now.
Good news for all our radio fans. New features and new scheduling take effect this week. The TV newscast you're watching now is simulcast on Ocean 89 and repeated at various times on our other radio stations. And for music lovers, expect more classical, jazz, and oldies. CEO Patrick Singleton and Program Director Ian Rollins told us last night about innovations in local TV. Tonight, it's all about radio.
You're watching Bermuda Tonight.
Bermuda Broadcast Company is proud to announce that starting Monday at 7 p.m. we'll be live on Ocean 89. We want to bring the television to our radio, and the reason being, for those who are just getting off the late flights coming to Bermuda, can catch the news in the taxi service, also in their private cars. And this is an opportunity for those who are unable to catch it on television. You get it on radio.
We're broadcasting it at 7 o'clock live, and then we'll rebroadcast it on Inspire and on Power at different times throughout the night and in the early morning hours.
Coming up at 11:30.
So there was a lot of demand from folks that wanted additional content. So we've looked at our schedule, we looked at our programming schedule, and we've got 2 hours of classical music from 3 to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday when the House and Senate aren't in, and also at I think 4 hours of classical music on the weekend, on Saturday. In addition, we've got some oldies playing from 5 to 7 on Inspire for the drive home, and we've got some jazz coming on weekends on Inspire on Saturdays.
In the afternoons.
In the afternoons. So we've got a new lineup. Bermuda Broadcasting Company has been, upgrading its technology over the last number of years. We've done it in TV. We're starting to do it in radio now. We've got something called RDS Radio, where RDS equipped receivers in the cars and at home, they can get data from us. So we can send the name of the artist, the name of the song, information to those radios, which just enhances the listener experience. So if you're in your car, you're driving down the road and you wonder, who's that song? Well, you can look on the radio and find out. And we can also send emergency alerts, weather information, advertising, and so on to the RDS radio.
Earl Basin will have our sports roundup in just a few minutes. We'll be right back.
At Argos, our interest is you. Each of you. Around here, we know that when two people seem the same, they can have very different insurance needs. For their health, home, work, and future. Which is why we take the time to get to know you as an individual, so we can provide insurance coverage that fits your life. Because after all, our interest is you.
Christmas in Bermuda is a special time for most of us. Unfortunately, for some families in Bermuda, there's no warm Christmas. This year, many families will be in need. It's the 30th anniversary of the Lions Clubs of Bermuda and the Marketplace, helping share the Christmas spirit, so let's help take care of each other. Shop at any Marketplace, shopping center, Modern Mart, or A1 stores, and purchase extra tins of non-perishable items. Once you have purchased these items, place your food donation into Santa's bin, located at the front of the store. The Lions Clubs will collect your food contributions and assemble them into hampers to be delivered to the families in need around the island. Christmas comes once a year. Help make it a special time for every family in Bermuda. Sponsored in part by the Bermuda Broadcasting Company. Share the Christmas spirit.
The Department of Youth, Sports and Recreation will hold its annual sports awards on Thursday, March 21st, 2019. We are currently inviting the sporting fraternity and communities to nominate their favorite athletes for the Appreciation 2018 Sports Citation Junior and Senior Achievement, along with the Junior and Senior Male and Female Athlete of the Year award categories. Nomination forms can be collected at either the Pro Shop, located on Reed Street in the city of Hamilton, International Sports Shop, located across from 24-hour gas station, or online via gov.bm. The deadline for all nominations is Friday, December 14th, 2018. And please note, the current awards period is January 1st through December 14th, 2018. Please return the completed forms to the Department of Youth, Sports and Recreation, located on the third floor of the Craig Appen House, 8 Wesley Street, Hamilton, HM11.
Now, Earl Basin brings us the very latest from the sports desk.
5 days after sailing over a shark during the Brisbane Sail Regatta, Raquel Evans was back on the water sailing in the Sydney Sail Regatta along with Campbell Patton.
2 races were sailed on the opening day in the Finn class, with Evans coming off the water in 14th place. This after finishes of 14th and 11th for a total of 25 points. 2 races were also sailed in the opening day of the Laser Radial Open class, where Patton finished 14th as well. Patton finished the first race in 14th, and then he finished 13th in the second race to finish with 27 points. The 66th playing of the Bermuda Goodwill Golf Tournament got underway yesterday at the Mid-Ocean Club, Tuckers Point Club, and the Port Royal Golf Club. A total of 59 teams from United States, Canada, Bermuda, Scotland, and Italy are all competing over the 3-day tournament. Goslin's International Invitational champion, David Lawrence, representing the Marabala Golf Club in Spain, picked up where he left off last week and is leading the professional division with 23 points. In second place are Ed Kirby and Peter Ballo, both from the U.S. Paul Adams from the Turtle Hill Golf Club is the leading local professional and is tied 9th with 16 points. Daniel Augustus also has 16 points and is tied 9th, representing the Mid-Ocean Golf Club. Chris Smith from Par 5 Club is the third local and is tied 14th with 15 points. In the team play, Marabella leads the gross division with a score of 63, while Silver Springs leads the net division with a score of 57. Kai Legban and his New Jersey Institute of Technology Highlanders swimming and diving teammates are the 2018 ECAC Winter Swimming Champions. Freshman Legban set the tune early as he won his second individual race of the 3-day meet by taking the 100-yard freestyle. Legban clocked a time of 45:05, which is a NCAA Division III B standard time. Legban swam the second leg for the New Jersey team during the men's 800-yard freestyle relay that clocked a time of 6:52.82 on their way to a win. During the 50-yard freestyle, Legban clocked a NCAA Division III B standard time, touching the wall in a winning time of 20:65. Legban was the anchor leg for the New Jersey team on their way to winning the men's 200-yard freestyle relay in a time of 1:24.59. He would finish 7th competing in the men's 100-yard butterfly, clocking a time of 51.99. Legban would swim the anchor leg for the New Jersey men's 400-yard medley relay team that finished 3rd, clocking a time of 3:27.43, and then he would lead off the New Jersey men's 400-yard freestyle relay team that clocked a winning time of 3:05.98. Bermuda High School defended their Bermuda School Sports Federation Middle School Netball title with a 9-7 win over Delwood Middle School yesterday. Bermuda High School defeated Work Academy in their semifinal 8-4, while Delwood got past San Secondary Middle School 5-1 in the other semifinal. Amali Smith and her Wilberforce University women's basketball teammates went down to Shawnee State 74-50. Smith played a total of 2 minutes, going 0 for 1 from the field, but she did grab a rebound. Dylan Muldoon and his 18th nationally ranked Bates men's squash teammates defeated Bowden, who are ranked 26th, for the 29th straight time, 8-1 at the Bates College Squash Center. Sophomore Muldoon picked up his first win of the season, defeating Travis Race in straight games 11-5, 11-3, 11-9 in the number 9 position. In Friesenbrook Maya Continental Building League action at the Work Lanes, it saw Bermuda Pest Control defeat the Pinjammers 18-12. Quickie Licky Lundrig up by the Invaders 20-10, while the Oddballs defeated New Hope 27-3. The Nifty Rollers defeated the Underdogs 19-11, and the Spice Nicks got by the Cubs 15.5 to 14.5.
I'm Earl Baisden with Bermuda Broadcasting Sports.
Thanks, Earl. And on a programming note now, Real Sports Talk Bermuda airs tonight at 8 p.m. on ZFB TV7. Host Mike Sharp has 4 terrific guests and will be using real-time polling to interact with viewers. Among tonight's questions for the public, does Bermuda do enough to recognize its sporting heroes? And should Bermuda have a sports lottery? Go to menti.com, that's MENTI.com, to vote. Tonight's code is 1540 and the poll is open now. That's our newscast for tonight. I'm Diane Brewer. Thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Good night.
On the CBS Evening News this Tuesday, the Dow drops nearly 800 points. We will break down what is happening on Wall Street. As America honors the 41st president, a remarkable moment today as Bob Dole paid tribute. And the unlikely friendship between a president and a comic. All that more begins in 60 seconds.